Dayan.
And I'm Alistair, and welcome to Barangay Abroad.
Ang kwento ng mga tawa, luha, saya at hirap ng overseas Filipinos.
So today, Dayan, ang episode natin ay pinamagatang Money Heist. So alam naman natin, pag
bakit daw ganon?
Pera, parang may highs and lows, pero meron ding highs and highs. Nako, so
money,
Dayan, ito yung bunbunan mo.
Hindi po totoo yun. Hindi
pero,
totoo.
Pero excited ka ba pag-usapan yung topic na to?
I think oo. Kasi yung money in general or financial well, by the way, hindi kami magtuturo ng financial literacy.
Kasi illiterate din naman kami.
Oo. But anyway, I think money in general, how you earn it, how you use it, yung mga ganong topics, ay very interested ako. Something na sana tinuro sa school para maging literate lahat ng tao about money. So, yes, I'm excited. Ikaw, excited ka ba pag-usapan ng money?
Kasi alam mo, sabi sa akin before ng teacher ko ata yun, parang money is never the question. It is always the answer. So, hindi ko alam kung totoo. Pero ako naman, mas excited sana akong makatanggap ng pera than pag-usapan yung pera. Pero since wala naman akong pera, pag-usapan na lang natin. Diba? Was money a motivation when you moved overseas or when you decided to stay overseas?
For me, when I moved here, money was not the motivation. Because at that time...
May golden visa siya.
Hindi, at that time, iba yung mga goals ko in life. Parang I'm looking to experience new things, find love. Wow, napag-uusapan natin sa upcoming episodes sa February. Next year pa. But I think yun yung more motivator for me. And also work-life balance pala. Kasi, sa Philippines, yung situation ko dati wala masyado noon. So, yun yung mga motivation ko.
Ako, medyo similar kay din. I think in some ways, hindi ko alam if you echo this sentiment, pero I think we are a bit privileged na parang money isn't the main motivation for moving. Kasi naalala ko, parang, again, nung nag-OFW seminar ako sa Philippines, parang everyone was moving it because it equated to greener pastures. Parang, for the same job that you would do in the Philippines, you would earn much more overseas. And I guess yung level of comfort that I had parang allowed me to have more discretion, whereas for a lot of people, diba, parang feeling nila, the only way I would make more as a seaman, as someone who helps in the household,
or
as a medical professional, normally is just to parang go overseas, diba? Kasi while some of the wages in the Philippines are legal, you could argue they aren't necessarily moral. Wow, nagbigay siya ng lesson. But parang, okay, wages in the Philippines, they are legal kasi they comply with the law, pero they're not necessarily moral in the sense na hindi naman yun enough para pakainin mo yung 3 anak mo, para mabuhay ng decente, para mabuhay ng may healthcare, ganyan.
Okay, so, akala ko immoral sila or something.
Hindi. So sabi ko na yung binibigay ng mga employers minsan, they're legal, but it's a question of if you make this much money as a corporation, tama ba na yan lang binibigay mong bayad sa iyong mga empleyado?
Okay,
anyway, different topic na yan. Pero to your question, which is, ako ba motivation ko yung pera? Hindi. In fact, naalala ko pa, so nung nag-move ako from Philippines to Singapore, tumaas yung salary ko. Pero yung nag-move ako from Singapore to the Netherlands, nag-pay cut ako actually.
Yaman. Kaya afford mag-pay cut.
Roughly mga 50% pay cut.
Yeah.
And again, medyo privileged kasi wala naman akong, thankfully, hindi ako wala akong sinusustentohan, wala akong pinapakain.
But yeah, in general, I think yung moving abroad and salary is a big consideration kasi before napag-usapan natin yung healthcare, it's a consideration for them. I would say money is nasa mga top 3 in terms of considering.
Tough one. I think for most people it's tough one.
Okay.
Not,
Wala naman po kaming research ha, by the way. Pero parang based on qualitative data na nakukuha namin from friends and family. In short, chismis.
or pop culture, ganyan. Para sa mga sinehan, ganyan.
Ay,
diba?
oo, yung mga
and the
MMK.
breadwinner is, ganyan. Di ba? Parang puro
money
yung motivation.
motivation.
Money to help the family, not necessarily money for the sake of accumulating.
Na-establish natin na hindi money yung motivation namin. Hindi naman yung money yung number one motivation namin to move.
Do you think you are better off financially being overseas than if you had stayed in the Philippines, stayed back home?
Financially better for me is how the percentage of yung natitira from my income. Kung mas mataas ba yung percentage nung nandito ako versus nung nasa Philippines ako. And that is affected by the factor of yung inflow ng pera na pumapasok sa akin and yung outflow, which is yung expenses
Mga costs,
ko.
yeah.
Oo. So kung yun yung definition na gagamitin ko kung financially better off, kasi usually kapag tinanong financially better off, yung unang iniisip agad is tumaas ba yung sweldo?
Daming pera.
Oo. My answer is yes, financially better off just because, not only because pala na yung salary is, I would say, slightly higher here, but also, I think as a person, nag-mature din ako in terms of really controlling yung outflow of money mag-save. So because of that definition, yeah, was financially better off. Ang daming sinagot. Sana yes or no na lang naman. Ikaw, how about you?
Yes. Next
Next
question. Grabe guys, ang haba. Thesis ba? Parang gumawa siya ng let me first define the criteria for judging. Based on the 2 criteria for judging, this is how I would assess. Letter A, this. Letter B, that. And in conclusion, if I compare the...
Path A, Path B. Kasi nga, di ba, tinanong mo ako kanina, favorite topic mo ba? Oo, favorite topic ko. But anyway.
Oh, Diyos ko, parang...
Ang dami yung sinagot. Sana sinabi lang yes.
Oo nga. Ako kasi, if you ask me,
I ask you.
I feel financially better off.
Yeah.
Very simply put, of course, I think generally you earn higher money. Parang the richer the country in general, this is not a hard and fast rule. The more money you will likely make for the same job. So I worked for the same company.
Yeah.
I switched roles but not really jobs. So you switch pero within the same department. So and I would have earned more money here than what I would have earned in the Philippines. To Diane's point, there's a cost element na I guess yun yung I think yung pinaka-important naman, di ba, sinasabi nila is don't let your lifestyle inflate with the income.
Yeah.
I think at least in the last 4 or 5 years staying in the Netherlands, parang hindi ko naman yun sinunod. Which is, kung, for example, kung tumaas yung sweldo ko ng 10%, di naman tumaas yung expenses ko ng 10%.
Yeah.
In fact, the last 2 years, bumababa pa yung expenses ko. Parang, the more, parang...
The higher the income, the lower the expenses.
Alam mo yung, ewan ko may ganun ka, yung parang, kung kailan ka nagkumita ng sarili mong pera, mas naghigpit ka pa sa sarili mo. May ganun ka ba? Mas natakot kang mawalan.
Ngayon, yes. Pero nung hindi ko alam kung factor siya ng adulting or this economy na parang walang job security. But, yeah. Kasi dati parang nung mas bata-bata ako, the more I earn, parang, okay, mas maraming funds for travel, for Starbucks, parang ganyan.
Sobrang miss ko Starbucks. Sabi guys, hindi ako makapag-Starbucks dito sa Netherlands. Sa totoo lang. Hindi ko maalala. Siguro mga 1 year ago yung huli ko Starbucks. Sa Netherlands,
Parang tinext mo kami recently na nag-Starbucks.
Sa Netherlands, nag-work trip ako to the US, diba?
Yun lang po kasi yung mga times na na-afford namin.
Pag nasa Philippines ako, pag umuwi ako ng Philippines, may mga Starbucks. Although minsan yung presyo sa Philippines, mas mababa pa rin than Netherlands. Pero minsan papaisip ako, mahal na Starbucks sa Pilipinas.
Oo. May nakita akong post from someone the other day na parang natapon yung coffee niya. Tapos sabi niya, there goes my $5 coffee. Parang ako, $5 na rin pala yung coffee sa Philippines. May mga places na ganun na yung offer. Parang kapresyo na rin niya yung Europe. Yeah, yun.
And yun, sa sobrang tipid ko, guys. Kasi ako, favorite ko naman, yung fact sa Starbucks, ang favorite ko is the fact na malamig yung drink. So, ayoko kasi ng hot
drink.
So, kahit talongin niyo si Dayan habang nag-shoot kami kanina. Nagtimpla ko ng sarili ko iced Americano.
Oo,
which is nothing
iced.
but coffee. Tas talagang puno ng ice cubes yung bahay ko. Para lang makatipid. Sorry. So to go back.
Teka ba, biglang Starbucks coffee.
Which is to go back lang. I feel financially better off.
Yeah.
I think I make more money here.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, parang mas yung cost kinontrol ko in such a way na hindi siya mag-grow alongside the money. And I think it's also helpful, in the context of going abroad, diba? Ewan ko kung may perspective ka dito, Dayan. This is me partially going off script.
Go lang.
May impact yung culture or yung community. I think the Dutch community in general is much more frugal and intentional with money.
Yeah.
It's a culture na parang do normal. I think pinag-usapan natin ito na episode 2. Hindi mahilig magyabang with branded things.
Ay, oo.
with
Correct.
Parang being luxurious.
Yeah.
Parang everything is understated. May similar experience ka ba?
Oo, gets. Kasi parang nung sa Philippines before, parang you have to have a specific status na merong kakabit na mga brands.
Correct.
Kaya parang
Baliktad yung pressure. Sorry, ninote ko lang to kasi iniisip ko, feeling ko may mga iba ring overseas Filipinos na kapag na-base naman sila sa ibang country na very high pressure on brands, baka iba yung pressure. So nakatulong I think for me yung Dutch culture na matipid, nothing fancy.
Ikaw ba, anong experience mo with taxes or costs living abroad? Parang does it net out yung increase in salary?
Yun. So, okay. So, maybe let's start with living muna.
Sige.
I think generally, for Philippines, it's all circumstance dependent, diba? So, may mga like ako sa Philippines, naalala ko, if you stay with family, then it completely cuts out yung rent component. The rent or mortgage, whatever situation you are in. Whereas, if ganun yung setup mo sa Philippines, na either may family ka or may sarili kang property, that automatically becomes parang an on-cost when you move overseas.
Looking back, nung nag-consider ako to move, hindi ko man kinonsider yung salary kasi I moved as a student. Pero yung cost of living, kinonsider ko siya talaga. Mga parang kailangan mong i-predict kasi ayaw mo namang lumipat sa isang country tapos magde-negative ka pala. So, the papasok na pera, the tax, the cost of living.
Correct. Kasi actually yung tax, medyo big. Kasi parang in the end, di ba, titingnan mo yung gross, tapos baka mabigla kang masilaw. Para wow, ang taas nito.
Gross,
pero tandaan natin, di ba, may kasabihan, cash is king. And dahil postmodern na tayo, is queen as well.
Okay.
So parang, kung isipin mo, ang daming countries sa Middle East na tax exempt. If you look at a country like parang Singapore, relatively, parang I think it maxes out at 17. And that's already the richest of the rich. Philippines is 32. I think in the Netherlands, past I think 37 or 60,000, parang 49.5%. So, wag lang tingnan yung taas. Kumbaga, para tong mga fake news, wag lang mo lang tingnan yung headline. Aralin mo rin yung system.
Yeah.
Wow, may tax degree ba sila lahat para aralin yon? Yung whether or not yung tax pumupunta sa tama is a different topic. Wag na natin pag-usapan. Pag-usapan natin yung nare-receive mo. So, taxes, mortgage / parang rent. May naisip ka pa ba mga parang differentiator na cost na dapat isipin agad?
Ako yung so recently nag-compute ako ng mga cost of nag-compute ako ng mga cost of living, and for me I divide it sa fixed expenses like or basic needs na hindi pwedeng hindi mo bayaran. So, ito yung rent or mortgage, utilities.
Netflix.
Hindi, yan, nasa wants yan. At least ako nasa wants bucket ko yan. Groceries, kasi kailangan kumain ka. Ako nasa wants bucket, needs bucket ko yung gym subscription na wala sa'yo.
Kaya nga super fit ni Miss Dayan.
Hindi, pero basta anyway, meron akong basic needs bucket. Yun yung mga laman nun. Tapos merong R&R, parang
roles and responsibility.
rest and recreation or mga wants. So, dun papasok yung Netflix subscription,
movie out.
movie out. Ano pa ba?
Like, buhay mo yan, girl. Travel.
Travel. I was about to say, yeah, travel. So, yun yung mga costs. Tapos, napansin ko, here sa Netherlands, yung R&R or yung mga wants, medyo mas mahal talaga siya. So, yung eating out, going to the movies, shopping, I would say, mas mahal. Groceries, I would say, medyo same-ish. Kunwari, mas mura yung fresh milk dito. Mga ganyan.
Specific.
Mga random.
Actually, mas mura yung gulay dito.
Gulay. Mga ganyan. May mga iba mas mura, mas mahal. But point is, medyo comparable. Pero yung mga wants, mas mahal talaga mag-eat out dito.
Okay. And
Ikaw
would
ba?
you say, ako kasi nag-scale down, so hindi yun yung framework ko.
Anong framework mo?
Pero, meron akong parang, to your point, parang fixed. So, meron akong recurring, which means, recurring, fixed, meaning, mortgage, yung every subscription ko nakalista. Nirationalize ko na siya. In the last 2 years, I had a parang subscription program. So, yung mga fixed ko, parang mortgage, health insurance, bayad ko sa parang building association dues in the
Yes,
Philippine term before. Electricity, heating. So, parang for me, lahat yan in one bucket. Yan, I always reserve that. Tapos yung second bucket, believe it or not, kumbaga sa equivalent nila ng once, nandun yung groceries and food ko. And,
Bakit nandun?
hindi ko alam.
So, hindi ka kakain?
Hindi naman, pero in general, feeling ko, variable siya. Discretionary siya. Pwede mong hindi gawin.
Gets.
Yung iba kasi auto-deduct. Puro auto-deduct ako, by the way. Whereas yung grocery, di ba yung auto-deduct?
Okay.
Diba?
So, parang meron kang basic
Parang meron akong auto-deduct, meron akong not auto-deduct.
Meron kang basic na variable kasi kung gusto mong itipid yung grocery, pwede mong tipirin.
Pwede kong tipirin. Pwede ako makikain kay Dayan. Ang galing niyang magluto actually.
Hindi totoo.
Nung pasta na pinagluto niya sa akin
By the way,
before.
kanina pinagluto ako ni Alistair ng pasta.
So anyway, yung once lang na-realize ko, to your point of going back to the overseas part, bumaba din yung wants ko, or at least yung things like eat out. So before sa Philippines, I guess medyo mas affordable and mas diverse yung options, di ba? Parang you could take out in a fast food, you could take out in a karinderya, and mas mura siya. Whereas dito, even yung take out na ganun would be the equivalent of a parang
sit-down restaurant.
A sit-down restaurant in the Philippines.
Correct.
So, before, I think, almost every day ako nag-eat out or take away. Ngayon, siguro once a week. Ikaw ba?
Same.
I think mga...
Same na mas every day before kasi sobrang mura talaga sa Philippines. And even if umuwi ako, parang everyday bili ng something. Either milk tea or pastry or as in... Kasi may wide range of cheap items and mahal na items. Dito talaga parang mid lahat tapos mahal.
Correct.
Walang mura. Walang...
Pero ano yan country dependent. So, ganun yung experience namin sa Netherlands. I think, naalala ko lang sa Singapore. Meron kasi silang hawker.
Correct.
So, imagine mo, tumaas yung salary mo by, let's invent a number. Hindi ito yung nangyari sa akin. Kunwari lang.
Let's say 50%.
Let's say tumaas 50%. Pero yung cost mo naman, hindi kinailangan tumaas ng 50%.
So,
kasi there are also parang affordable options.
Yeah.
Diba? So to speak. May mga things ba na parang culturally, Dayan, you feel may differences din? And therefore, parang helps you become either richer or poorer in mindset. Diba? Kasi in the end, it's all perception.
For sure. Kasi for example, sa Philippines, malaki yung gap. Kailangan, kung gusto mo ng magandang lifestyle, kailangan doon ka sa higher ceiling. Kung ang definition mo ng magandang life is, meron kang sariling bahay, meron kang food every week, meron kang...
Every week lang.
Sorry, every day. every week lang yung kain.
Grabe naman.
Every day, kung magkakaanak ka, kailangan sa magandang private school pumunta. Kung gusto mong safe, kailangan meron kang kotse, hindi ka magko-commute. So, all of those adds up and kailangan mong may specific pera, so hence magtatrabaho ka more or kailangan mong business or whatever. Ito, parang hindi masyadong issue yung money. It's because yung mga basic needs is provided. So, yung health insurance, kapag wala kang money, pwede mong mag-ask ng help sa government. Pag natanggal ka sa trabaho, merong government support na ibibigay sa'yo for up to X years. Kapag leave ka ng 2 years kasi may sakit ka, covered. So yung government makes sure na you're provided for the basic needs. So you don't need to kind of really aim to get a very, very high salary.
Naalala ko, I think in a previous episode, hindi man mahilig, grabe yung mahilig, pero may mga times nagre-Reddit talaga ako.
Okay.
Tapos nagre-Reddit ako, sabi, parang sinearch ko lang, parang how to earn extra money in the Netherlands. Kala mo hirap na hirap si Ate Sis. So nag-research ako, tapos parang, as in may mga sagot talaga doon na parang, why are you looking for an extra job? Parang, if you're earning enough money, it should be more than... So parang, even yung desire to parang accumulate so much wealth.
Yeah.
Parang I don't think it's there. Of course, this is a generalization, 'di ba? Parang it will not apply to everyone,
Yeah.
but it applies to a lot of people. So yun yung one thing culturally na I think very different. Yun nga, very secure ka with the social institutions.
Correct.
So wala ka din masyadong drive to I don't know if drive is the correct word, pero wala kang fear to parang fall through the cracks.
Correct.
May mga culture din dito na hindi sila mahilig umutang, very fair sila. Di uso dito mahiya about
Talking
money.
about money, yeah.
Oo. Naalala ko may teammate ako before na Dutch. Tinanong niya ako point blank, anong sweldo mo? na
Naulol ka, parang, ha?
naulol ako kasi sa Philippines, you would never ask that. Parang
Yeah.
you would tiptoe around it. Tapos parang
Yeah.
isip ko, ano nga bang issue? Sa company na pinagtatrabaho ko, public yung pay scale Which is parang unheard of
Sa Philippines.
Na public talaga yung pay scale. Naalala ko, ito, mga malilit na bagay na lang. Yung kunwari, okay lang sa kanila yung picnic sa park. Tapos, to have that same experience na makuha mo in a restaurant, pwede mo siyang gawing self-made.
Sa park na free.
Sa park na free, di ba?
Hindi masyadong designed yung Philippines to do a lot of free things. Baka sa Manila pala, pero sa probinsya pwede.
Anyway guys, we will take a break and we'll be right back.
And we're back! Pinag-usapan nga natin about money highs kanina. Do you feel more financially educated in the Philippines or when you moved abroad?
When I moved abroad, thank you. Hindi, joke lang. Let's talk about taxes muna as my first topic. Parang naalala ko in the Philippines, ayoko kung may ganun kayong parang hindi mo maintindihan yung payslip mo.
Okay.
And may takot ka na mag-submit ka lang ng any form sa BIR, feeling mo magkakamali ka, so kailangan mo mag-hire ng accountant. Yun yung the way I thought about parang tax system sa Philippines. Whereas I've moved twice, di ba? Parang once in Singapore, once in the Netherlands. Everything is straightforward. Parang for me, yung measurement ng successful system, I guess, is if the average person can understand it if they made the effort. So, feeling ko, and so yung background ko guys, when I was growing up, accountant ako. Kung yung accountant nahihirapan intindihin yung pag-file ng tax sa Pilipinas, I can only imagine yung mga hindi nag-aral ng accountancy. And I could be wrong, kasi baka sabihin nyo, ay, tatanga-tanga ka ng mga accountant.
By the way, CPA siya, so...
CPA, pero never ako nag-renew ng license. Hello po, PRC. Yung mga association ng mga Philippine Institute of Certified Public Accountants. Anyway, long story short, feeling ko, I am more fiscally educated, at least from a tax standpoint, but it's also not... It's maybe 50% I did more research here, but also 50% because it's more understandable. So parang feeling ko it was a two-way process. Feeling ko dun sa Philippines, which I dearly love, parang I had to, parang it was just too far a walk for me to get there. Ikaw, ano bang point of view mo? More fiscally educated ka ba?
Hindi ko ma-determine kung if it's because nag-adulting din ako, kaya mas nagfo-focus na ako into these things, or dahil it's a factor of nung lumipat na parang mas madali dito. So, I don't know. But to answer, yeah, mas financially educated ako now kasi mas interested na ako to look at yung mga taxes or yung mga anything related to money. I guess mas conscious na rin ako versus nung mas younger, which is nung nasa Philippines ako, mas carefree. Okay, aside from taxes, ano pa ba yung ibang feeling mo mas naging financially literate ka?
Ako, meron akong opportunity to hold cash, I will hold the cash. As parang takot ako to let's say invest it. Parang it could be as simple as parang an instrument, ganyan. Or so yun, feeling ko mas financially literate ako, and the system also allows me to be more financially literate as well.
Yeah. At nga, ito yung mga tinuturo sa schools parang ano ba yung different financial instruments, different investments. Tsaka I would say sa Philippines, yung mga investment opportunities, hindi rin ganun ka okay. Kunwari yung Philippine Stock Exchange, yung mga investments ko doon, parang after almost 10 years, halos same pa rin yung amount versus kapag nag-invest ka sa US Stock Exchange or sa mga European exchanges, mas malaki talaga yung
kita,
balik nila or yung kita. Pero kapag nasa Philippines ka, tapos nag-invest ka sa mga ganon, mas malaki rin yung tax mo. So, hindi rin siguro yung infrastructure, hindi rin masyadong na-fix for Filipinos to invest in these things. Kasi yung mga alam, yung at least ako dati, yung mga alam kong investments lang is yung mga, yung stocks ng company, for example. That's yung na pinagtatrabahuan ko or natin. Meron pa yung co-op ba yun? Yung mga ganon na mga investments.
Ginaya ko siya.
Or yung mga binibigay ng banks. Parang, or yung mga investments sa bank. So, yun.
Ito, feeling ko hindi naman ako na-biktima. Pero feeling ko ang daming nabibiktima.
Talaga.
Yung credit card as a concept sa Philippines. Diba? Parang ang dami nababaon sa utang actually sa credit card. Actually, pag isipin ko talaga minsan yung mga credit card, grabe yung 2.5% a month, ganyan, na interest.
Pero yung benta is 2.5% a month lang. Like,
correct.
Pero in reality, it compounds.
Oo,
diba?
Sobrang laki. Tapos iba pa yung late fee. Parang, kaloka ka, naningil ka na nga ng naningil ka na nga ng interest. Malamang, kaya may interest kasi late ako.
Oo, tapos may late fee pa on top. So, yun yung mga ganun na sinasabi ko na para makabenta lang. Parang naha-hide.
Okay, so Dayan, puro lang tayo. Parang akala mo naman mga financial sage. Diba? Akala mo naman parang sila yung financial experts. Diba? Ano yung mga struggle mo financially when you moved overseas?
I would say kasi kapag wala kang salary, could be a potential struggle. So, yung time na gano'n was nung lumipat ako here as a student. Obviously, wala akong salary. Struggle siya in a sense na pupunta ako kumita ako sa country na hindi gano'n kalaki yung value ng money. Konti lang yung savings ko, pero pupunta ako sa country na mas mataas yung cost of living, wala akong salary, wala akong salary for 1 year. So, it was a struggle because I really needed to budget. I really need to make sure na meron akong job after ko graduate. So, how I navigated it was I really made sure na yung forecast ko sa expenses is correct. Tapos, talaga, nagbenta ako ng mga ari-arian. Ganon talaga. Like,
kasi may ari-arian.
Kunwari yung car ko, binenta ko, yung mga...
Kasi may car.
Yung mga sa Philippines, thank God, meron car. So, tapos yung mga damit ko sa Philippines na iba, binenta ko. Lahat ng pwedeng i-liquidate.
So, maraming bumili ng damit.
Hindi. Basta lahat ng kayang i-liquidate. Tapos to be fair, yung job ko nung last 6 months sa Philippines, very okay naman yung bayad nila. So, yung 6 months buffer na yun, helped me with the potential financial struggle pag lumipat ako. Ikaw ba? Ano ang financial struggle? Kung meron lang kung wala, pwedeng sabihin wala.
Hindi, ako, for me, ito yung I wish I knew when I was young. Wow. Parang, mayroon akong concept ng bata na, totoo naman yung sinasabi, I think tinuro to sa Econ. Ikaw yung Econ major sa atin, hindi naman ako Econ. Which is yung importance of diversification. Medyo tinake ko siya to its logical extent, which is sobrang dami kong maliliit na account everywhere. Like, naalala ko kuwari sa Philippines, meron akong, sabi mo ng 7 banks. Pero hindi to, mga wala tong laman na. Like, sorry, I don't mean to say wala, pero hindi naman significant sum. Pero to undo everything, it just took so much effort. Naalala ko, may account ako sa, let's say, Philippine Bank A, hindi ko na pangangalanan. Pero parang to withdraw money that was technically mine, parang they make you go through hoops. Parang, explain why. Parang, gets ko, fine, ayaw mo ma-unlock. Meron pa yung parang, okay, to get this account, kailangan, kung gusto mong in-check or direct bank transfer, may bayad na 200 pesos. Sabi ko talaga, ano ba yun? As sa sobrang galit ko, guys, withdraw ko in cash. Na takot ko na lang ma-hold up. Pero buti na lang,
So,
may sundo ako noon. Always thought, the more the merrier. Tapos, the more the merrier is parang nothing was really making money. Parang sabi mo ng max 1% a year lahat ng pinaglagan. Max na yun and inflation pa lang, deads ka na. Tas to undo all of that, to undo
also.
all of it, what you did when you were a child, not child naman, pero when you were in your
Younger,
20s.
yeah. Before we end, yung mga last thoughts mo.
Yun, so I think kahit saang country ka naman pumunta, sadly, kailangan mo ng pera. That's the way the world operates. Diba? Hindi na uso yung barter. Of course, important siya as an overseas Filipino workers, plural yung tao, as an overseas Filipino worker. So, feeling ko yung first is parang be very, for me, transparency yung step 1, which is dapat very clear ka kung ano yung pumapasok at lumalabas. Na for me, very helpful. Tatawa kayo, malam to ni Dayan, nakalista sa akin literally lahat ng item na binibili ko.
Correct. Can confirm.
Kunwari, bumaba yung presyo ng manok by 50 cents per 300 grams. Yun, I can confirm this month versus last month. Bumaba po ng 50 cents. Naalala ko, so lahat ng natitira kong pera, wherever they may be, fully reconciled. Nang marirealize, pag trinak mo, lahat ng maliliit na bagay na pinagbibili mo na, ay, nauso yung taro milk tea, so nakiinom ka ng taro milk tea. Yung ganon. Yung parang, the moment na ilista mo lahat. And honestly, walang masamang gumastos. I think for me, ang ayoko lang is yung, di ko na pala namamalayan. Alam mo yung going through the motions without really understanding what. So, yung first tip ko is transparency to yourself. It's about being honest and knowing yourself.
Yeah,
Ikaw ba?
via budget and budgeting and tracking. I love that. And by the way, I can confirm, Alistair talaga sobrang nagtatrack. As in, comment template to for us to send you the template of tracking.
Comment cash to get the first introductory book for free. Ganon.
Anyway, so second tip ko siguro would be parang have a goal of an investment amount per month. Basically, just have a goal. So, kunwari ako, gusto ko mag-invest ng X% per month. So, to do this, it's either I get more income either through your work or side hustle or whatever. And then adjust your expenses also. Parang aralin mo or inaaral ko, okay, ano yung pwedeng i-optimize, saan pwedeng magbawas, ganyan. And dati kasi sa Philippines, ewan ko kung may ganito ka rin, na parang pagka pinag-usapan yung budgeting or monitoring money, parang may negative connotation na, ay, parang tinitipid ako, baka naghihirap kaya nagtatrack ng money. Pero sa totoo lang, yung budgeting for me is a way for you to know how much money you can spend on something. So, it's not just negative, but could be also positive na, okay, meron akong X amount na pwedeng i-spend for milk tea. Kasi gusto mo ng milk tea talaga. So, you allow yourself to
after this shoot, bibili ko ng milk tea.
Kanina pa niya sinasabi actually. So, yon, have a goal, know your goal, and then do a financial goal and do something to reach that financial goal. Yun yung isa ko pang tip. Ikaw?
Ako, I think yung one thing na very specific to overseas Filipino workers is my perception. Pinag-usapan natin kanina, are you well off? Parang, are you better off? Sorry. And in some cases you are, in some cases you're not. Pero I think you have to be honest. Sinabi ko kanina, honest to yourself, but I think the second one is honest to others. Diba? Parang may perception na kapag OFW ka, may chances na mas malaki yung kita mo, mas marami kang pera. So, ikaw yung uutangan, ikaw yung manlilibre, or ikaw yung kailangan pag umuwi ka, parang all well and put together. Diba? Parang I think it's also about being honest to others about what's important to you. So, kunwari sinabi ni Diana, hindi, ako, tatabi ko, let's say, 50% for saving and investing, for example. Example lang yun kasi yung kanya ay 90%. Pero, the point being...
Sana!
Point being, kailangan wag ka rin mag-keep up ng appearances. Be honest with yourself and with others financially.
Ako, siguro yung isa pa would be, as early as possible, try to invest. Try to invest na. Hindi kailangan malaki. Put it in an account na kumikita ng interest. Para lang you have savings or investments for a rainy day. Dati kapag ka may mga financial talks akong pinupuntahan, lagi nilang sinasabi, plot the life you want. Compute that and build or like do something to achieve that life rather than eto yung perang nakukuha mo and then you adjust to that. Of course, siguro medyo privileged yung statement kasi yung iba baka walang opportunities or whatever, but I think kapag yung sinabi connected to being honest, be honest of what's the life you want. You may not have it now, but try to build a road to get that. So it's either mag-abroad ka, have a higher salary, or get another job, another income stream. So yun. Ikaw, meron ka pa bang last few tips to our viewers?
Just going back, abroad ka, important yung money here, important yung money sa Philippines. You might make more, but you don't necessarily have to spend more. And again, it's about the life that you want. So, in the end, if you really want to spend more, go ahead and do it. I think as long as wala kang tinatapakan at hindi mo pinahihirapan yung sarili mo and the people around you, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
No?
Agree.
So, Miss Diane, ano yung ating call to action para sa ating mga listeners
so,
maliban sa mag-invest?
So, maraming salamat sa panonood. If you want more episodes or want to watch our previous episodes, you can go to our YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast. Like and subscribe to those platforms and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Thank you, Miss Diane. And again, bye guys.
Bye!